I wanna be a billionaire. I ain't getting no sleep till I see a milli every week. I wanna be a billionaire. I ain't getting no sleep till I see a billy every week. I wanna be a billionaire. Billionaire, I wanna be a billionaire. Billionaire, I wanna be a billionaire. I ain't getting no sleep till I see a billy every week. I ain't gonna be a billionaire.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of Sleep is for Billionaires, the podcast. I am your host, Johnny Vegas. Now today, I got a special guest on my show, ladies and gentlemen. You're in for a treat, so take notes. I got the co-founder and the artist of PSD Underwear, as well as FLAITZ, whatever, the man, the myth, the legend, Ryan FLAITZ. How you doing, King?
I appreciate you.
Man, thank you for coming by today, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No doubt, man. I've been seeing your work a lot, man. Like I said, we know a mutual friend of ours, and he took me to this warehouse where you guys had a little event, and I saw your work, and I was so impressed by how you took a piece of cardboard and just took something out of your mind, placed it on it, then added a price tag to it, and Jesus, man, like that's entrepreneurship at its finest right there, bro.
I tell you what,
something from nothing.
Yeah, the first people, I bet you the first 100 people that saw a piece of cardboard I was painting said, I don't know what you're doing, I don't know why you're doing it. They'll never sell. Yeah. You know, you get all the negatives, the people saying, why are you doing something like that? And I told myself from that moment on, like, you watch. Like, I'm the type of person, it's like people say this, you hear this. Some people believe into it, some people don't. But the whole you put something out there, like, if you put it out there, it'll come to you, like, type thing, if you believe in it. Right. And man, I did it with cardboard art. You know, it's, I forget, like, how far it's come, but, you know, I've been an artist my whole life. I built a brand off of it, and it's just something that I was given the gift to do art. And one day in my LA studio, I just wasn't feeling a painting I was doing on canvas. And you know, it's as an artist, you get frustrated. You know, you want everything to turn out, and like life, not everything turns out. So I kind of walked away from it. I went over to like throw something out, and next to the trash was this janky piece of cardboard, and I was like, I don't know why I did it, but I just had this weird vibe come over it. I picked it up and I painted my a Biggie piece on it, and from that moment on, I was like, cardboard is gonna be my thing. And everybody that was walking in, seeing me do, like, I had people stop by, you know, people that worked in the same building, they'd always check up on what art I was working on, and everybody, why are you doing that? Like, that's a busted up piece of cardboard, you know, and yeah, now years later, my price tag is growing like crazy. You know what I mean? It's doing its thing. And it's exciting. It's one of those things where I tell people, if you believe in it, it doesn't matter how stupid it seems to anybody else. There's going to be a lot of people that don't get it. There's going to be a lot of people that hate on it. That's life. Right. If you believe in it, that's all that matters. I mean, you see a lot of success stories with people that just talk about the struggle of everything they went through and all the negativity they had to deal with, but at the end of the day, it's about the success.
That's a fact, man. Like I said, I'm happy for you. I mean, this is like, you do this full time now?
Yeah, man.
Ooh, yeah. Oh my God.
I mean, I'm going to say this too. You know, obviously there's a lot of amazing artists out there, and keep doing your thing. Like, if you're not making the money off of it, that doesn't mean you just give it up. You got to do it on the side, and you got to do your thing, you know, to get to that point where you can be a full-time artist. I'm fortunate enough that I built a brand off of my art before I did the FLAITZ whatever signature thing. Okay. So it kind of, you know, I wasn't a starving artist, which I was able to hold my value and build my value, and, you know, and create the prices that I wanted. But man, you get in front of the right people that appreciate art, and everything moves.
Exactly. No, I see that tremendously, man. Well, let's talk a little bit about how you even got to this point of artistry and entrepreneurship. You said you're originally from upstate New York, right?
Yeah, a small town called Hornell, New York.
Okay.
Yeah, outside of Rochester. Okay. South of Rochester.
That's what's up. I'm from the BX, man.
You know, I represent Buffalo as well. Okay. You know, my Bills.
There you go. Mike Wills. Shout out, man. Shout out my boy Mike Williams, man. But you know, that's cool. Okay, so you did you do any artistry back then? Like, what was your prior dreams to this?
Yeah, you know, obviously I was, you know, a school kid, played sports. Okay. But I always had this artistic ability. You know, my parents recognized it at a young age. I think I had art supplies by the time I was 4. You know, I don't come from money. That's another thing that's like, it's great. Like everybody thinks it takes money to make money, but you can be something without money. You can become something without money. And so I come from a very hardworking family. Luckily, my parents saw that I had a talent, and they started throwing paintbrushes, pencils, pens, whatever. I mean, I was drawing all over the house, paint, stuff I shouldn't be doing. But they always recognized I had a talent. So from a young age, yes, I was involved with sports, played basketball, soccer, baseball, but I was always doing like the art stuff when nobody was looking. I was in my room at night painting, drawing like my favorite athletes. I just draw a sketch of them. Try to send it to them, get it signed, get it back. You get that thing in the mail saying, "Oh, I appreciate you," but it wasn't from them. That type of thing as a kid. Management. Yeah. So, so just developing the art on the side throughout my whole life. As a by the time I was a senior in high school, I was in all the advanced art classes. Okay. Even though being an athlete, so it was kind of a mixture because, there's the stereotype of art people, and they're kind of weird, and they kind of have like this thing about them, which, hey, it's out there. It's a thing.
It's the ones that's like introverted, always in the house just painting. They don't want to go nowhere.
And you can't compliment them because they're like,
they don't develop a personality. But those that are out and about and they just have, it's a passion of theirs.
Exactly. So like for me, it was never a thing. Like I did my art when nobody was looking, and I did my normal life. With the sports and school and girls and everything, the fun stuff you do. So then I went to college, but I was always trying to create a brand like off my art, but I never went through with a lot of it. I'd come up with a concept, it'd get to the point where I gotta get t-shirts made, then I just never reached out to get the t-shirts made. Right. And I graduated college, and I had different brands that I would make my own stuff of, but I never did anything with it until the day. This is a crazy story about how things happen, but my grandpa introduced me to his friends as his pant-sagging grandson. And I went home that night, and here I am, a 23-year-old kid, and I mean, a lot of people at 23 think they're grown up, but you gotta grow still. Trust me, you're a kid. And still a kid, so, here I am, I went home, I'm in my dad's basement where I live in, after college. And I wrote down pant-sagging, and I don't know why, I just kept writing it down, and then I put design with it, so boom, PSD is born. Ooh. And I create the PSD logo, the original one. And I remember I was like, there was something about it that like the other stuff that I had created, I just let go to and I remember creating logos, and people, friends and family, they'd see it and what is that? I'm like, oh, it's my clothing line. Oh, that's stupid. Let's be honest, that's dumb. It sounds crazy. A name like Pant Sagging Design, people get the wrong ideas. But to me, it was what my grandpa said to me, but it was also like, hey, this might be a unique wild style name to put my art to, because people aren't going to forget it. Right. They're going to laugh at it, pick on it, or support it. Whichever they choose, they're not going to forget it.
It provokes a thought.
So bam, PSD is born. And, not to go down that path, but they've been in business 13 years. We're now known as PSD Underwear, but it started out as a clothing line that I put my art to. Yeah. And over the years, we developed into what it is, my brother being my business partner.
So both of you guys are the founders?
Yeah. I mean, I wrote it down. I brought it to life. First 50 shirts, investment, $200. Okay. And then my brother came in, and we never looked back. And here we are in LA, from a little small town where you're not supposed to make it out of.
Right. So now at the point of where you started it, because you kind of like fast forward a little bit. Yeah. It's all good. From the part from when you started the brand, like at what point did you decide, okay, I need to take this to the next level. I'm going to Cali.
We started in 2007, towards the beginning of 2007. And by 2008, we were already on the road heading out west. Okay. Out here. So it was like quick. We took over our area. We had a lot of support, a lot of following. We did the surrounding areas. I mean, we would do any festival, any basketball game, anything we could set up at concerts. Wherever. We were vending. We were grassroots growing this thing. Yeah. So we bought an RV, a small one, and then we upgraded, and then we hit the road. Come out. We went out here, out west to LA, and it's been crazy ever since. But along the way, I was designing everything. I was drawing. I was painting everything. And pretty much I'd do a design, and we'd wrap our bus. Yeah. The crazy design I would come up with the art, and then it was just flashy, wild, and it was also during the recession. So it was like, everything was down anyways. We might as well do what we want to do.
Yeah.
You know, the economy was horrible,
Right.
but we were having fun with it. I mean, we were touring. We were like a rock band that wasn't famous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, we were every stop you could think of. I mean, we went all over the country.
Wow.
And yeah, it was crazy. It all started from a
dream.
simple concept,
right.
and a crazy idea, and not listening to everybody that said it's a dumb idea.
There
you know,
go.
I think that's the key. I mean, I was told it's so stupid. Don't throw your money at that. It's not going to make it.
Right.
You know, even as we grew, there's always the people that you constantly look up to, and some of those people just want to keep you down.
They don't want you to be better than them.
And guess what? We've passed them.
There you go.
Those people don't even have anything to do with us anymore. We don't even, you know, they reach out. It's like, what's the point now?
Exactly.
We remember that conversation.
Yeah.
You know,
see you later, boy.
We're kids trying to come up, and they didn't want nothing to do with it. They were too big, but nobody's ever bigger than anybody.
Right. Exactly. So tell me, what designers did you guys look up to that kind of inspired the clothing that you guys put together and stuff like that, like the style that you have?
So, you know, as far as inspiration, I was always inspired by city wear, like a lot of the city stuff. Like, even though I was from a small town, like the big cities did it for me. You know, even like Echo and like all the stuff I used to wear back in the day. Sean John, all that stuff. You know, I used to wear, I mean, here I was $120 in high school. I'd have a 3X hoodie on. I played the whole part. Yeah. You know, people look at me like, I'm in a small town dressed like I just walked out of a shop in New York City.
Right.
So,
you fly though.
Yeah, you know, it was one of those things where, you know, you play to who you are and what you think of. And like, I'm a big music fan, like whether it's hip hop, rock, everything. I love it all. So I mix it. I feel like when you kind of become a chameleon and you can adapt to things, and like you could throw me in any situation. I feel like I can be myself and be comfortable, and people will gravitate towards it.
There you go.
You know, whereas I'm not going to sit there and throw out my opinions to people and say, you got to follow my lead. Like, no, but just, you can throw me in a city situation and I'm there. I can talk the talk and, you know, and do what I do.
That's New York in you.
You can throw me in a country situation with the rednecks and I can handle it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a mix and match. And I always put that into my art. And it's like, I keep going back to, but I believed in it. You know, and I was like, hey, these people telling me I can't, you know, I know I can, and watch me. Like, I was given a talent. Now I'm going to take it to where it can go.
Now, I truly feel that when people tell you can or you're crazy when it comes to you chasing your dreams, I truly feel it's because they feel it's not possible for them.
Yeah, you know, the biggest thing I always say is people do things for the wrong reason. So, like, now, don't get me wrong. When I was 23, 24 and I started this, what did I want? I wanted money and fame. That's what I thought I wanted. That's what I wanted. But really, in the back end of my story, I wanted success of, like, my brand. I wanted a successful brand. Whether that was what money meant success or fame or whatever. Now, fast forward to where we are today, I want no fame.
Yeah.
That ain't where I've seen. I get to hang out with famous people. I'm around a lot of professional athletes. I see it all. I don't want that recognition. The world's a very negative place right now, and they have to deal with it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all about success. And I always tell people that try to start a brand, whether we're talking brand or art, don't try to focus it on the money, because it don't happen overnight.
Right.
It isn't good. You don't just wake up one day, your stuff's in retail and you have millions of dollars in the bank. It doesn't work like
Only
that.
in a perfect world.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 13 years in, and my brand is, hey, it's at an amazing level now, and the success of it is crazy to look when we look back. But we've done it every day, so we didn't stop to celebrate ever.
Yeah.
I mean, we've never, I was telling my brother the other day, I was laughing about it, but I'm like, you know, we've never thrown a party. Like, we've never had a party. Like, let's throw a party for PSD. Like, it's never been that way.
Oh, man.
So it's always been, it's because it's work every day. You know, you get up and you go back to work and you focus on what you have to do and what's the next step you're going in. You know, that's how we look at it. Now, someday, if we cash out, then we can party. You know what I mean? Then we can celebrate. But we're not there yet. We haven't made it to where we want to make it. And, you know.
So you have a goal in mind when it comes to, like, acquisitions and is reaching a certain level to where the business is operating on its own, then you want to exit? Yeah.
I mean, me personally, like my brother, he might have his own thing. But for me personally, I'm a simple guy when it comes to things. And, yeah, I think eventually we'll reach the level where I can say I feel successful.
Buy me out.
And here's what it costs. And I'll be
Yeah, on the island somewhere in Fiji, just
you know, and it's like you know, it's just, and then I'll do my art that I do, you know, that'll always be a thing that I do because it's you know, it's relaxing for me. It's exciting. I like to watch things grow in the art world and everything that I get to be a part of because of that. So I always have that. But as far as the brand and the fashion world, yeah, I'll be out eventually. And that's another thing though. I'm in the brand. PSD is my brand. And when I go to shows that I've been going to for 13 years, there's only a very small percentage of people that even know who I am. It's because I'm not there to be flashy and not say, look at me. But a lot of people try to do that. And it don't get you anywhere. I mean, it gets you a scene if you want that. But like me, I'm there to do work. And I know my people and they know me. And if they want to respect it, they can. But I can walk right past people and
it's all good.
You know, a lot of people come up to me and go, oh, is this your first show? And I'm like, oh, it's my 13th year.
Yeah, 13th year.
You know, I kind of, I've done it.
Yeah, you got to downplay it a little bit.
Yeah, you know, but it's it's a great thing.
Who's some of your favorite artists? Like when it comes to, you know, how you draw, you know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I always like Leonardo da Vinci and Picasso. Like I like that. Back then it was like a genius shit to me. I call it weird shit, but still it's amazing shit. You know what I'm saying? So I like that type of stuff.
You know, the crazy thing for me is, and people
Basquiat and stuff like
people
that.
always ask me like, who's your favorite artist? And it's a lot of people get shocked by this, but I don't study the art world. I don't. I see paintings that I like and I say, wow, that's a nice painting. But I don't go into researching who the artist is and follow their works. You know, I have a lot of people that'll see my stuff and be like, oh, it looks like this artist.
Got it.
Cool. Like, I don't know who it is, and I didn't get it from that. Now I'm inspired by colors. I'm inspired by stuff. You know, being in LA, I feel like it's amazing, just like any other big city that caters to art. You know, the buildings and everything to get the, you know, new art pieces here and there. So every time I drive to my studio, I see stuff. So it's cool. And things might trigger in your brain, but like every... you know, kind of where my art name, the FLAITZ whatever thing came from. FLAITZ being my last name, but the whatever was, I reached a certain point in my life where I was like, I'm going to do whatever I want. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do it for anybody else. I'm going to do whatever I want. So whether it was an art job that came to me, if it doesn't fit me, I don't do it. Right. I turn people away. Now, a lot of people would say that's dumb. Not me. You know,
really,
I want to feel
your brand.
Yeah, I want to feel comfortable with it, and I want to enjoy what I'm doing because I've reached that point where I earned that. You know, years ago, I couldn't make that decision. I had to do what I had to do. You know, and yes, every day's still a grind, but it's at the same time, it's at my level of which I want to choose. You know. Yeah.
Is this still a grind for you now at this point? Like, do you work as hard as you did in the beginning, the same, or are you working less because the brand is kind of more known? Or
not? You know, as far as PSD, I would say it's a different work. It's different levels. Like, you know, as compared to my brother and I used to build our own vending setups and set up, and we'd work the booth and like be there slinging shirt. I mean, we would do, and the underwear and everything. We would do that. And we would be the guys. People would come up to our stuff and be like, yo, who owns this? And we'd be like, I don't know, some guy in New York City. Like, we'd play it off, you know, because we were working it, you know. But, and, you know, as opposed to that, now it's more, you know, the emails, the meetings with people, the on the phone, the design world. You know, we have design team now. We have, like, in-house everything. So it's like, it's a different grind and different hustle. But I wouldn't say it's gotten any easier. It's always, you know, when you're in retail, you have that hunger and you have to chase everything and you have to develop, you know, adapt or die type mindset. You know? So we rebranded years ago, and you know, there's a lot of people that wouldn't understand that when you take something that was created one way and you realize you get to the point where it's like you either rebrand or this brand might not be around anymore. And a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm staying true. And it has nothing to do with staying true. It's about, are you a businessman?
Real.
You know, none of that stuff is so cheesy. It's like you either want to be in business and you want to move forward and be a success, or you close the doors. So what did we do? We rebranded. And guess what? Looking back, it was the best move we made. My brother and I. You know, it was like, here we go. We started throwing logos out and boom, we came across what it is now today. And it's a brand. It's becoming a household brand, you know, and
I'm starting to see that. I've seen some, what is it, LV, the artist? She posted where her...
we have a lot of...
It was like the latest picture you guys put up.
We got a lot of athletes. Obviously, we're partners with athletes. Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler. We've worked with Marshawn Lynch, like all the great athletes. And it's every year the young guys coming into the leagues and stuff, we're already with them.
Now, you just solely focusing on underwear, or is it more than that?
Yeah, our brand became that when we reached a certain point where we couldn't endorse the athletes because Nikes and Adidas and all those companies had them from head to toe. But as soon as only Michael Jordan had underwear deals, Hanes, and we said, okay, we're PSD Underwear, and we came official, and boom, we started getting every athlete we wanted. And it was kind of like our push in that category. So that's the business brand side of the story, but the whole artwork thing is, completely separate now as far as the FLAITZ whatever thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So you solely plan to just stick with underwear, no branching out as far as different accessories?
No, we are PSD Underwear. I mean, we do things here and there, but no, it's PSD Underwear, man.
That's what's up, man. Well, tell me, what is that magic number for your exit? What's that number that you want to get at, where you want to be just
the brand obviously has its value and it keeps growing and growing and growing. I don't know, it would have to reach a certain point where
50 million.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying. Like, listen, let's be honest. I'm from a small town. Like, it's all about change. Not only necessary for me, but I would like to get it to the point where eventually, like, I know in my family I could change a lot of their lives too. You know what I mean? My brother's already started his own personal family and he's doing his thing. Yeah. But it's like, it's one of those things where also when I feel like the success is where I'm okay with saying it is. Because like it's crazy, but yes, I've had a lot of success in my life. But I don't look at myself as like I'm where I want to be yet. You know what I mean? With a
still
lot
hungry.
Of it. Yeah, and it's always that. And it's not necessarily based off money. Even with the art stuff, I'm doing a lot with it now, and I'm getting a lot of opportunities that every artist dreams of, and I wanna take that to the next level and see where I can go.
Yeah. So about the art stuff, where do you plan to expand beyond just drawing on the cardboard and stuff? Like, do you want to do comic books? Do you want to, do shirts with the art on it? Like, how do you plan to expand that?
I think, obviously I do the cardboard thing and that's growing. I love doing the bigger pieces. I've been doing some big pieces lately where I put a lot of it together and then I just throw paint until it becomes what I want it to do. But as far as the art thing, I think I'm going to eventually shift to doing some murals. But I'm the type of person, I don't like the live paint. I don't like to do any of that. So it's kind of like, once I figure that game out a little bit, I have friends that do it. They do it for a living as well. And I'm going to, obviously collab with them, tag team around, with them a little bit and see what I can develop, with the mural thing. And then just see where it goes. I sell prints now and I get good money for those. And it's crazy because I'm building a client base that supports my art and a lot. I've had people come up to me and be like, I buy your originals for investment. I'm like, that's amazing to hear, as an artist, because you see how art grows and the value of like some pieces in the art world.
And people appreciate your work.
And people sit back and they go, how is that worth that? Well, it's worth what anybody will pay. But then what the artist becomes increases the value.
That's a fact. That's a super fact. Okay. Well, I mean, tell me, is it difficult to be in business with a family member?
Oh, 100%. It is. 100%. Listen, my brother and I, we fought every day of our lives before we were even in business together. And I'm talking like we weren't the bickering fighting. We were going at each other. So like we don't look like much, but we both can fight because we fought each other our whole lives, right? No. But it's difficult. But I will say this. I think if it wasn't for myself being in business with my brother that shares the same last name, our dad still gets on us, like treats us like we're still 14, 16 running around fighting each other. But we wouldn't have made it. If it was anybody else, it would have been the arguments and the fights you have to go through in business when you have two different minds trying to work together. Right. One being the artistic side of things, the creative mind, and the other being the business side of things. You have your battles, but I would not be where I am without him, obviously. Right. And like, it's one of those things where, even though they say don't go into business with your family and friends, I would say that's probably a true statement. Yeah. But I remember, there's been days where it's like, enough's enough. Like we thought we were done. We were going to quit because of the battles. And then you wake up the next day, you go right back at it. You go right back to work. And we both had the same dream of being successful, and on to the future someday, both of us will probably guest speak it, try and inspire people and show people that You don't have to be rich to make it, and if you have ideas, chase them.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I would say it's hard to be in business with your family, but if it's anybody else, you wouldn't be in business. So
that's a fact. So at least fight with your family and make up and right back to right back to the legacy.
Yep.
You know, that's what's up. I like that, man. Well, you got any events coming up? Where can people see some of your work or purchase some of the products? Like, are there any stores now or just direct to consumer?
I mean, as far as our brand, PSD is everywhere.
Okay.
We're a lot of retailers. Anything from Nordstrom to Foot Locker to Tilly's, Zoomies.
Well, so tell me about that. Like, tell me about the strategic play when it comes to approaching these manufacturer or retailers to get your brand in the stores.
The thing with that is like eventually, you know, we grew big enough to where the athletes were in it organically and people were seeing it. But I would say as the years grew at our shows, the retailers took notice, and then eventually you get those meetings and you fight for those meetings. And when you get them, you got to capitalize on them. So like we got to a certain level where our product was ready.
It spoke for itself.
Yeah, for retail. And it's like, you know, once the category we created started really taking off, it was one of those things, you know. So, I mean, as time goes, you get better. But the retail is no joke. I mean,
so they basically buy in bulk from you and then sell retail?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They buy in wholesale and they sell in retail. Yeah. So, and you know, that's the same thing with the art. You know, obviously my prints, I'm going to probably start pushing to get that into certain retailers, small level boutiques and stuff for now, and then see how it goes.
Yeah.
I sell on my website now, and then the people that see the originals that stop by my studio or at shows like you came through.
Yeah.
That's where people purchase my stuff.
Oh, man. Whew, well, congratulations on all the success, brother. I wish you much of it. And if I could help, definitely let me know. We'll talk off camera what I do full time and see what we can do. But
I appreciate you having me.
No doubt, man. Give the people some advice, man. If someone who wants to be an artist and wants to get into the fashion design world, you know, give them a piece of advice that they don't always hear. Like, we already know the whole don't give up, don't take no for an answer, but something much deeper that they need.
Well, for me, I would say make sure it's what you're good at and what your passion is, not just what you see somebody else doing. Because I have a lot of people that contact me going, oh, I think I'm going to start a brand. And I know their backstory. And I'm like, listen, this just didn't happen for me. Like, I was an artist to begin with. So the art side, you don't need to go find somebody to do that.
Right.
My brother was into business, and I had a business background as well. So it was like we both teamed up and we both knew business. So we threw the art creative side that I already had. We didn't have to go elsewhere. If it's your passion, then chase it. It's one thing. But don't see people and thinking that they make money going, I could do that, because chances are you can't.
Right.
You know, it's one of those things where if it's your true passion, no matter what it is, then yeah, chase it. And, you know, you don't always have to, you know, you kind of, people do it on the side and let it grow. And another thing I will say, people think it happens overnight. Nothing. It doesn't happen overnight at all.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, it's been 13
years. I'm 20 years in.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, and you read success stories and you're going to hear their failures and their struggles and everything. And then if you got what it takes, you make it. I mean, we've struggled, you know, there's a struggle. There is that struggle where you look and you go, I only got $20.
Right.
Even after you've been in business, like, how does that happen?
Yeah.
But you push through if you got what it takes, you know.
Right. No, that's a fact, man. Well, my brother, Mr. Ryan FLAITZ, thank you for coming through, man.
Appreciate you having me.
Likewise, man.
Anytime.
And I want you to keep doing your thing, brother. And again, you don't know me from a hole in the wall, brother, but you definitely contributed to my dream today, and I appreciate you for that, bro.
Hey, thank you.
Anything you need from me, let me know, man.
Cool, likewise.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Sleepers for Billionaires, the podcast. I am your host, Johnny Vegas, my man, Ryan FLAITZ. Look out for FLAITZ Whatever Art, PSD Underwear. I'm sure you're going to see all the models rocking it on Instagram. That's how actually I found out about it. I saw an artist, I ain't going to say her name, posted, she had the leg up and all crazy. I was like, PSD Underwear, what? Stay tuned for more episodes to come. Thank you for watching and subscribe to the channel.